Another thing you can look at is the sale performance reports. You go to Conversions, E-commerce, and Sales Performance. And this report groups results by transaction. You can drill down into a transaction to see all the products included in the transaction. Here I've only got one product per transaction because our app assumes that the current dinner is the only product in the cart. But here's an example from a different app with more transactions. I'll drill down into this transaction ID, and you see that the customer bought several things in a single purchase transaction. And the revenue for the transaction is the sum of the prices for the products included in the transaction. In this transaction, the customer bought several different shirts, so the total revenue is the sum of the cost of all of the shirts. That's a lot of shirts for one person. I hope they all fit. So far in our app, when the user hits the purchase button, they buy the currently selected dinner, and they pretty much have no choice about that. But usually, customers like to buy things by the cartload, rather than selecting and paying for items one by one. So to tell analytics that the user bought multiple products in a single transaction, you just add whatever products you need to the hit to be sent to analytics. So I'll create a product object for each product in the cart, set the name, set all the other details, and so on. Then you create the product action. You set the action to action_purchase, set the transaction ID, and then you can optionally set a product action list if you want to group all the products into a list. You don't have to do that though. And then you get the tracker as before, and you add each of the products to the tracker, and then you build and send the hit. And this is pretty much the code that you've already learned how to write. The only difference really is that you can add multiple products. Now I know some people say it's not polite to talk about money in public, but I really do want to bring up a couple of matters to do with money. Every product has its own price. This shirt costs 10. And when you send an action purchase hit to analytics, the total price of the transaction is automatically calculated from the price and the quantity of the products in the transaction. That's cool, right? Kind of what you'd expect. Sure is. But if you take a look at the API reference for product action, you'll see there are methods for setting the revenue, the tax, and the shipping. If the tax and the shipping are relevant, you'll need to write the code to add them to the transaction. And remember I said that you can set the name of the list that's associated with the given set of products, if applicable, by setting the product action list on the product action. The list name shows up in the product list performance page. And in this case, there's two product lists, one without a name, and the other one is all the things. And then if you drill down into all the things, you see the products that were in the product list, and you can find out what they contributed to the product revenue for the list. I don't have a coding exercise for you related to calculating taxes or setting product lists, but feel free to explore on your own. Up next, though, you do have a quiz.